Deep within the untamed heart of a world forgotten by time, the kingdom of stone trembles. Here, where ancient stonewood trees scrape the smoke-choked sky, a primordial conflict is about to be unleashed. The very air crackles with anticipation, heavy with the scent of burning earth and ozone. This is a realm of savage beauty, where the ground itself is a tapestry of ash-mixed sand and shattered rock, a testament to the colossal forces that reign. Two titans, born from the very essence of this volatile land, are on a collision course. One embodies the unyielding power of the mountain, the other the lethal grace of the shadow. Their imminent clash will not just shake the foundations of this canyon, it will set the entire kingdom ablaze. From the smoldering peaks, a silhouette of monstrous proportions emerges. It is the Shatterback Titan, a creature of pure, brute force. Its hide is a fortress of obsidian plates and jagged, crystalline formations that glitter malevolently in the fiery glow of the volcanic fissures. Each step it takes is a localized earthquake, sending tremors through the cracked ground and dislodging ancient stones from the canyon walls. Its roar is not just a sound. It has a physical wave of pressure that shatters the air and causes the burning trees to groan and splinter. The Titan's eyes, burning like twin magma pools, survey its domain with an air of absolute, unchallenged authority. Its massive, club-like tail carves deep furrows in the sandy earth, a casual display of the destructive power it wields. This isn't just an animal. It's a walking catastrophe, a geological event given flesh and fury. Its very presence ignites the air, turning the dense smoke into a swirling vortex of embers and heated gas. But raw power is not the only force at play in this infernal arena. From the deep shadows cast by the towering cliffs, something else stirs. It moves with a fluidity that defies its size, a phantom gliding through the chaos. This is the Ridge-Stalker Specter, a predator of terrifying cunning and speed. Its form is sleek and serpentine, covered in scales that shift in color from volcanic glass to deep shadow, allowing it to blend seamlessly with the scorched environment. Unlike the Titan's thunderous approach, the Spectre is a whisper in the wind, its movements punctuated by an unsettling silence. Its claws, long and curved like obsidian sickles, barely kiss the ground, leaving almost no trace. Its head, arrow-shaped and menacing, is adorned with multiple pairs of glowing, intelligent eyes that track the Titan's every move with cold, calculating precision. The Spectre is a creature of ambush and lethal finesse, a blade in the darkness, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. It coils and uncoils in the periphery, a living shadow against the fire, its coiled muscles promising a sudden, explosive burst of violence. The standoff breaks. With a bellow that echoes like the world splitting apart, the Shatterback Titan charges. It's a terrifying spectacle of momentum, a mountain in motion. It lowers its massive, armored head, aiming to pulverize the Spectre against the canyon wall. The ground heaves, and a storm of ash and dust erupts in its way, obscuring the sun and casting the battlefield into a hellish twilight. The air pressure alone from its charge is enough to snap smaller stonewood trees like twigs. The Titan isn't just attacking, it's reshaping the landscape with its rage, turning the canyon into a maelstrom of flying rock and fiery debris. The sheer force is unimaginable, a direct, unsubtle application of overwhelming power meant to crush, to obliterate, to end the fight before it can truly begin. But the Spectre is a master of evasion. Just as the Titan's devastating impact is about to connect, the Spectre dissolves into the swirling smoke. It moves with impossible speed, a blur of motion that seems to defy the laws of physics. It uses the chaos created by the Titan as its own personal playground, flowing around the charge like water around a stone. It reappears on the Titan's flank, a dark streak against the creature's glowing, crystalline back. With a hiss that cuts through the din, the Spectre lunges. Its obsidian claws rake across the Titan's armored plates, not to pierce them, but to find the seams. The sound is like grinding continents, a screech of tortured stone that sends a shower of glowing, superheated sparks into the air. It's a lightning-fast strike and fade, a test of the giant's defenses, a promise of the death by 1,000 cuts that awaits. The Titan roars in fury and frustration, its lumbering movements making it a poor match for the Spectre's ghostly agility. It spins, its massive tail sweeping in a devastating arc, attempting to smash the elusive phantom. The tail strike is a cataclysm. It connects with a section of the cliffside, and the result is explosive. An entire wall of rock fractures and collapses, sending a landslide of burning stone and debris crashing down into the canyon floor. A massive dust cloud blooms, thick and choking, momentarily blinding both combatants. The environment itself has become a weapon, unleashed by the Titan's raw, untamed power. The battlefield is now even more treacherous, a constantly shifting maze of falling rock, fiery pits, and dense, blinding smoke. The Kingdom of Stone is actively being unmade by their battle. Through the chaos, the Spectre uses the new terrain to its advantage. It leaps from one falling boulder to another, a nimble dancer in an avalanche of death. It uses the dust cloud as cover, its glowing eyes the only hint of its presence within the swirling gray. It launches another series of attacks, this time targeting the Titan's legs. Each strike is precise, aimed at the joints where the armor's thinnest. It's a blur of shadow and claw, a whirlwind of aggression that chips away at the behemoth's foundation. The Titan stumbles, its immense weight becoming a liability. It tries to stomp and crush the Spectre, but it's like trying to stomp on a shadow. For every earth-shattering stomp that misses, the Spectre lands 2 or 3 slicing blows, the cumulative damage beginning to take its toll. Enraged and wounded, the Shatterback Titan unleashes its ultimate power. The crystalline spines on its back begin to glow with an intense, internal heat, pulsing with a blinding white light. The temperature in the canyon skyrockets. The remaining stonewood trees instantly combust, turning into pillars of white-hot flame. The Titan arches its back and lets out a concussive blast of pure energy, a shockwave of force and heat that radiates outwards in all directions. The very rock around it melts, turning to slag. This is not an attack aimed at a single target. It is an act of total annihilation, a desperate attempt to incinerate everything within its blast radius, including the relentlessly agile Spectre. The world turns white, and the sound is deafening, a continuous, high-pitched scream of raw power. As the blinding light fades, the scene is one of utter devastation. The canyon floor is now a partially molten crater, with rivers of lava flowing where the sandy ground used to be. The air is thick with glass particulates and shimmering heat. The Shatterback Titan stands at the center of the destruction, panting heavily, its glowing spines slowly dimming. It scans the molten landscape, believing it has finally won, that nothing could have survived such an onslaught. But then, a shadow detaches itself from the ceiling of an overhang high above the crater. An area shielded from the direct blast. The Ridge-Stalker Specter, scorched but very much alive, drops down. It lands silently on a still solid patch of rock, its form wreathed in smoke and its eyes burning with a cold, vengeful fire. It survived by using its intelligence, by understanding the environment and predicting the Titan's desperate move. The final act begins. The Spectre, knowing the Titan is exhausted, goes on the offensive with a relentless ferocity it had not yet shown. It's no longer just hidden, it's a sustained, brutal assault. It darts in, its sickle claws, now finding purchase in the heat-weakened seams of the Titan's armor. It climbs the massive creature's body like a spider, ignoring the swatting limbs and snapping jaws. It is focused on one goal: the head. The Titan thrushes wildly, trying to dislodge the phantom clinging to its back. Its roars now tinged with pain and panic. It smashes itself against the remaining cliff walls, but the Spectre holds on, a grim shadow of death latched onto the back of the rampaging giant. Wait! A final, desperate surge of strength. The Spectre reaches the base of the Titan's skull. It sinks its claws deep into the vulnerable nexus of armor and flesh. The Shatterback Titan lets out one last agonized roar that shakes the heavens. Its colossal body goes stiff. It stumbles, and then it falls. The impact is apocalyptic. The ground shakes one final time as the mountain of flesh and stone crashes into the molten earth, sending a tidal wave of lava splashing against the canyon walls. For a moment, there is silence, broken only by the crackle of cooling rock and the hiss of superheated steam. The Ridge-Stalker Specter stands atop the fallen giant, its silhouette framed against the fiery, hellish glow of the burning kingdom. It raises its head and lets out a victorious, piercing cry that echoes through the smoldering ruins. In the kingdom of stone, power and fury are mighty, but speed, cunning, and precision have won the day. This epic clash is a glimpse into a world governed by nature's most extreme forces. The raw cinematic beauty of this battle, with its dynamic camera work and ultra-realistic lighting, brings this fantasy to life. If you were captivated by the raw power of the Shatterback Titan and the lethal grace of the Ridge-Stalker Specter, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more titanic battles from worlds beyond imagination. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next epic encounter.